Hi everyone, welcome back to Raven, Master Thief. Here we are, Zellner's stuck in the museum. We've got a mechanism for the escape route of the Raven, which has got some symbols on it. And it seems to be these four symbols here, but we can't get anything out of there. We also have... hang on. We also have this, which we can't find a translation for, although it's written in Arabic, so maybe the director can help us with that. I can't think of anywhere else. Can we go back up here? Yeah, we can. Oh, there we go. Hello.
What are you doing here? You are just...
I found another exit.
The eye?
Gone. The Raven blasted a hole in the floor of the treasure chamber. There's a hidden basement beneath it.
And the other treasures?
It doesn't look good.
Oh no.
Talk to the
Director Mokhtar?
Isn't it about time to open the gates?
I don't believe that the police have arrived yet. We can't risk giving the Raven a means of escape.
That monster is surely long gone by now.
Perhaps not. I have a lead.
Do your best. As soon as the police have surrounded the building, I'll open the gates.
Very well, Director.
Right, we'll talk about the basement first.
The basement below the treasure chamber. Did you know about it?
I had no idea.
There are maps and drawings from the Second World War in the room. Why?
Well, it may have had something to do with the resistance.
Resistance?
Egypt was occupied by the British. There was a movement for independence.
The Egyptians collaborated with the Nazis?
No, but the enemy of my enemy.
So,
Yes.
the rebels reported information to the Nazis, and for that, they needed
Swines.
secret command posts.
Yes, and what would be of more symbolic importance than the Egyptian Museum, witness to 5,000 years of Egyptian independence?
Yeah, so secret passages are here, even though you said they were not.
Hidden rooms? Secret basements? What are they doing here?
The museum was built in 1900 by a Frenchman.
There we go, there's
who
your
had a
answer.
penchant for such things.
Just kidding.
Mystical torchlight ceremonies celebrating the builders of old? Freemasons? Things like that?
Many great buildings have complicated histories.
And today, we're going to write a new chapter.
Right, what can you tell me about this Arabic writing?
I found this Arabic writing. What does it mean?
It says, the sons of Horus.
And that means
Is this really the time to discuss history?
Yes.
it's important.
The sons of Horus played an important part in the burial ritual. 4 sons, 4 canopic jars, vessels in which the liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines of the body were stored.
Are the 4 connected to symbols?
A man, baboon,
It's a baboon.
jackal, and falcon. Look downstairs in the main hall.
Sons of Horus, vessels and intestines. Got it.
Right.
It's going to be
It was a
okay.
baboon.
Wait here.
Where
It
is
wasn't
the
an
constable
it's
anyway?
Jackal.
He's guarding the treasure chamber.
He told me to call for backup if he doesn't come back in about 5 minutes. And that I shouldn't trust you.
Don't get up. Don't get held up.
You won't stop me. Someone raised your museum to the ground, and I'm your best shot at putting a stop to that someone.
Okay. He doesn't sound convinced. Right. Let's go to the main hall then. Now, examine the board. Why couldn't we examine the board earlier? That makes no sense. I could have put that together.
The 4 sons of Horus, Amset, Hapi, Duamutef, and Kebek Senuef, are children of the god Horus the Elder and the goddess Isis. They are believed to protect canopic jars, which contain the internal organs of people who were mummified in ancient Egypt.
Okay.
As stellar gods, they are associated with the 4 cardinal directions. For that reason, their names were written on the 4 corners of the coffins during the Middle Kingdom period. Aha! 4 suns, 4 cardinal directions.
Okay. What are they?
Must be the canopic jars the director was talking about. 1 jar for each of the 4 sons of Horus.
Who's who? Who's the baboon? Are they on the 4 sides of this one? Can we tell?
The museum still has plenty to offer, despite the senseless destruction in the treasure chamber.
Oh, it's got a board here.
Sarcophagus from the Old Kingdom. Unknown ruler. Here we go. On the front, you can see the tutelary deities Amset and Happy. At a later date, it became traditional to show all 4 sons of Horus on all 4 sides of the sarcophagus. Each sun signified a cardinal direction. Happy, the north; Amset, the south; Quebec-Senuef, the west; and Duamutef, the east.
We still don't know who's who, but at least we know which direction they're in now. I could probably Google that, couldn't I? Does it tell us which one's which?
Each son of Horus is associated with a cardinal direction. From the sign beside the sarcophagus, I know that Happy is the north, Amset is the south, Quebec-Senuef is the west, and Duamutef is the east.
Brilliant. Right. Doesn't help us. Right, I'm Googling it. I'm using my detective Googling skills. Oh, we can actually... No, come back. Oh. There was actually on the heads themselves. Does it tell us a little bit more information? Boom! This is what we wanted. Right. Canopic jar of, I can't read that.
Here we have Duamutef, stomach.
So Jackal is to the east.
The sign says Amset, liver.
That's the south.
Happy, lungs.
That's the north. So this one must be Kebab, whatever his face, which is the west. Good. Solved it. Didn't have to Google it after all. Right, so the north is going to be a baboon. Facing which way though? Oh, facing north? That's the baboon then. So if he's facing north... do they have to face in? I'm going to put them as in facing in. So we've got the baboon there. We've got the jackal here. South will be Ansel, which is the human. And then that leaves the eagle. Bingo.
There we go. He's up there, Robert. I know that.
That may be. Go into the guard room and open the gates.
Tell the director.
Zellner, don't do it. It's too dangerous.
You can't stop me. Not anymore.
But I'll come back momentarily. Ooh.
200 steps at least. And a ladder. I'm too old for this.
What do we got then? Tins of paint. A radio set.
Left over from the war, if I had to guess. And why not? So high above the city, it's the perfect place for a secret radio installation.
Pigeon nest.
An old roof like this must be paradise for pigeons. Seems like there are dozens of them up there. I can't see them, but I can certainly hear them and smell them.
Yeah. We've got a little... oh, it's pigeon poo, is it? We've got a fan.
Must be unbearably hot up here in the summer, but it's bearable at the moment.
Right. Oh, we can turn the fan
I'd
on.
better leave it off. It'd probably just stir up dust.
What's this? That's nothing. Examine the chair. Okay.
The chair is the only object that's not covered with dust. It seems like someone sat on it recently. Handcuffs.
Ooh.
Not what I expected. Was someone interrogated here?
Oh.
The Raven, if I'm not mistaken. Why don't you step into the light?
Oh, I've got to call who the Raven is. Okay, so we've got Inspector Nicolas Legrand, David Kretsch, who's the violinist, Alfred Itch. He was the butler, wasn't he? Edgar Lucien, who's the professor, and Dr. Emil Gebhardt. Who do we think is the Raven? It's led us to believe recently that it could be Legrand because there's been some inconsistencies with his story. He didn't go to the press. David Kretzner, he's been the highlighted potential Raven from the start, hasn't he? With his gun in the violin case and everything like that on the train. But he's too obvious. Alfred Inch, he was the butler to the Baroness who was shot. And didn't we say at the time we thought it could be him? He's of the right age as well. So Legrand is, I suppose, but David Kretschner and Edgar Lucien, if it's the original Raven, are too young, I think. Gebhardt, I reckon it's the butler. We said it at the time, didn't we? Oh, I don't know. Let's just be brave. If you get it wrong, we get it wrong.
Mr. Inch.
Amazing. Truly amazing. I thought young Legrand would be my most dangerous opponent, but it seems I should have had more respect for age.
Wow, the explosion on the train.
And the bomb on the train? Did you want to kill us all?
I knew that Legrand would be hot on my heels after the heist in London. He's a dangerous man, Mr. Zellner. He almost caught me once.
Is that a reason to resort to murder?
It wasn't my only reason. An eye for an eye, Constable Zellner.
The murder of the Baroness?
What about the murder of the Baroness? Was that also your doing?
The death of the Baroness was never part of the plan. Dr. Gebhardt had a score to settle with her and got in my way.
You didn't care about the key to the safe?
I never wanted to steal the eye out of the safe. I always intended to strike here, in the museum.
What about Gebhardt's confession?
A nice idea, don't you think? It keeps the inspector out of my hair, for a few more hours at least, until everything collapses like a house of cards.
Theft of the second eye.
Why did you want to steal the second eye here?
The eye was in the bank in Zurich for a long time, impossible to get at. Then the safe on the ship in Legrand's cabin, too complicated. I heard about the secret basement and found out how the security system worked. I would have preferred to save my performance for the gala this evening, but, well, events demanded a change of schedule. Not least because of you, my nosy friend.
How did you do it?
How did you do it? How did you plant the message on the safe in the train? How did you know that Gebhardt killed the Baroness and the demolition charge below the treasure chamber? How did you manage it all? Even if your arm isn't lame.
Oh, it is, believe me. I needed help, it's true. A messenger boy to replace my arms and legs.
A messenger boy?
This is the...
Adil, this could be interesting. He's quite talented, but unreliable. He has a mind of his own plans. Don't you, Adil?
I never wanted blood to be shed, but it's time to make an exception.
He only forgot one thing. I keep things firmly in hand. Always. End of story.
We did? Oh no. It's a cigarette butt trying to be eaten by a pigeon. They are stupid creatures. Oh, it's Oliver, what's his face? The Constable. Constable Oliver, Robert Oliver. There's Lucien. No, it's not. That's Legrand, sorry. Matt and his mum. You can see us being...
I told you not to get off. What if the train had gone without you?
Oh no, there's Zellner. And Gebhardt.
So, you're taking a job as a ship's doctor.
I am excited but nervous too. I'm not exactly a champion swimmer.
If you wind up in the water on board a ship, something's gone terribly wrong.
Ah, that was Abdil watching us. So that's the start as a recap. So, wait. Okay, we're in, shall we?
What was all that in the museum?
That didn't quite go according to plan, did it? And I hate it when things don't go according to plan.
You nearly killed them.
You let them catch you.
It wasn't my fault. Scotland Yard was there.
If I thought it was your fault, you'd already be bobbing in the River Thames with a bullet in your head. Someone tipped them off. I don't know who, but I'm going to find out. Where is the jewel?
Nice.
Marvelous. But it's just half the set, and stealing the second eye will be more difficult than I'd anticipated.
Why are we meeting here and not in Venice like we planned?
London drew more attention than planned. They put Legrand on the case.
Nicolas Legrand?
He's searching the train.
Shouldn't we postpone the plan under these circumstances?
On the contrary, I gave him an anonymous tip.
A tip?
I told him that the train will be robbed.
Robbery on the train?
You don't seriously suggest that we steal the jewel right under Legrand's nose?
Of course, because I'm an idiot. Our best bet is still Cairo. Everything is prepared. Mr. X will provide us with everything we need.
Ooh, Mr.
As
X.
planned, I'll go to Venice together with the Baroness and board the ship there. You'll do the same, but as surreptitiously as possible.
All right.
And under no circumstances can anyone be permitted to discover our relationship. Understood?
And the rest of the plan is as before?
We just have to get on board the ship.
Then I'll get in the car and we'll meet in Venice.
No, Legrand necessitates a change of plan. You'll go by train as well, and place this envelope on the safe as soon as the train halts in the tunnel. I'll cause a blackout so that you can sneak past the guard. You won't believe who's guarding the safe. That blasted Bobby from London. If you have any trouble, cave his skull in.
And Legrand?
You take care of the letter, I'll take care of everything else. The most important thing is that no one recognizes you on the train.
And that I don't get caught. What's the purpose of the letter?
That's not your concern.
Okay.
I'd just like to know whether I'm risking my life for some game of yours, or whether it's worth it.
Oh.
Any one of my games would be worth your life. You just do what I tell you. Stick the letter on the door of the safe or leave it on top of it. I don't care. But the letter has to be there as soon as Legrand shows up after the blackout to make sure everything is in order. Understood?
Yes.
What?
Yes, understood.
What about the Baroness?
Hasn't the Baroness grown suspicious?
She's wrapped up in a veil of alcohol, arrogance, and disinterest. Only flattery, gossip, and Belgian chocolate can penetrate it.
Ideal conditions.
I'll be glad to be rid of that old hag. She's my ticket to the most important museums in Europe. But these have been the longest 6 months of my life.
What about the guard of the museum?
How are the injured guards doing?
How the devil should I know?
You didn't need to do that.
What? Save your bacon?
I'd have made it out on my own.
Oh yes, the poor security guard. It really wasn't necessary. I'm such a naughty boy.
I just don't want anyone to get hurt.
Oh please, please, don't be angry with me. I won't do it again.
I don't know. We have the first eye, and we only just escaped.
Tell me you're not suggesting that we should be satisfied with that? One eye alone is nothing more than an expensive bauble, but both eyes together are a legend. My greatest triumph.
Shouldn't I put the eye somewhere for safekeeping? Just in case Legrand searches our things.
I'll hide the jewel in the Baroness's luggage. I already know where. Legrand won't dare search her belongings, and even then, he'll never be able to open the secret compartment.
Okay, so we'll see each other in Venice.
And not sooner. Here, take your travel documents. We may not have an opportunity to meet in Venice.
Okay, fine.
Right.
That's the first change of plans so far.
So we're a dill.
Whatever. Looks like I'll be going to Venice by train.
So, is this just recapping, or do we actually have to do it? No, we actually have to do it. Look at this.
There probably isn't a single newspaper between Moscow and Madrid that's not reporting on the burglary. I'm famous. Unfortunately, not for the sort of elegantly executed theft I'd like to be known for.
Right. So...
The crate must have had bananas or something in it. It's empty now.
Examine crate again.
It's built out of thin wooden boards. Probably didn't have to bear much weight.
Use crate with...
This wooden crate is big enough to completely conceal the bag. It'd be protected from prying eyes. And I could make my exit from the scene of the crime unnoticed. There's still one problem. Someone might see me picking up the bag and putting it into the crate.
Okay. We need to create a distraction then, don't we?
Sometimes you can find useful things in a waste bin, but this one seems to have been emptied recently. The conductor from the train. He's keeping a watchful eye on his passengers and their luggage. The train's been held up, and he seems to want to prevent further delays. He'd see me if I tried to board the train. I don't think I can lure him away. One of the passengers would have to ask him for something. It would be best if I could get my hands on his clothes somehow. The conductor's uniform would be the ideal disguise. A leather bag like the ones used by country doctors for carrying their equipment. If I swipe the bag, it'd cause confusion while people look for it, and I might be able to sneak onto the train. The only problem is, I can't take the bag with me. Not
Right.
a chance.
Oh.
The doctor could easily spot me taking his bag. He'd sound the alarm, and our Swiss friend would have no choice but to arrest me, and then we'd have a real problem.
Yeah, we would. Newspapers?
Burglary in British Museum, 1 casualty, £5,000 damage, culprit unknown. Return of the Raven? I'd have escaped anyway, but Inch just couldn't resist playing with dynamite. I hope the security guard recovers soon.
Oh, he's a nice thief, this one. Well.
Clothes maketh the man. Put a uniform on a short, old, rather chubby little man, and they'll show him all due respect, even if he's only a constable. The uniform alone gives him power, and that counts for a lot in this part of the world. Some of the passengers got off the train to stretch their legs, but this man started his journey right here in Zurich. He waited a good 10 minutes for the train and began to get impatient.
Right. So we obviously need to put that in there. But well, this is we've got all the plans, it would seem. Okay. Oh, what's this? We've got a knife. We've got the look at the message or examine the envelope. Which one do we have to? That's the one we got to leave on the safe, yeah? And that's our travel documents. We've got a knife. Can we use that with the doctor's bag then?
This wooden crate is big enough to completely conceal the bag. It'd be protected from prying eyes. And I could make my exit from the scene of the crime unnoticed. There's still one problem. Someone might see me picking up the bag and putting it into the crate.
It'll turn upside down and then plop it. Do we need to cut the bottom off? No, that doesn't work. We've got a knife. What can we use it on? Zellner? No. Remove the bottom of the crate.
Huh. I could probably pry the bottom boards off without too much effort. They're thin, and the nails
wouldn't
are
it work
short.
the other way? I don't know. Okay. Okay, we got there in the end. Wrong way round, but okay. Right. Now we can do what we've been planning to do.
It looks like a normal crate.
Forever.
It's now or never.
Hey, you! Scrap!
Yes, sir.
Right, we got the doctor's bag.
Let the games begin.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Can't you see that I am talking to the constable?
The train is leaving in a few minutes, sir. I have to ask you to board it now.
We should get on. Perhaps we'll be able to continue our conversation during the trip.
I won't stand in the way. Where's my bag?
You left it right there.
I know that. I want to know where it is now.
I don't know. I'll look for it right away. If you gentlemen would get on the train in the meantime...
I will hold you and your employers liable for this.
I'm sure he'll find the bag. Come on, Dr. Gebhardt. I will help you with your luggage.
Fine.
They won't let me ride along in the freight car, not even if I ask nicely.
Yeah.
The conductor doesn't really seem to know where to search for the lost bag. Finding a particular piece of luggage at a railway station is like finding a needle in a haystack.
True. Should give him a tip. A white rabbit
You seem
took
to
it.
be searching for something. Can I help?
Go away. There's no money to be earned here.
That's not what I mean. I just thought, if you're looking for a brown bag...
Why? Did you steal one?
If that were true, I wouldn't be offering to help you. I saw a little blonde boy take the bag. He ran off with it, over there.
Really? Thanks.
Right, we've distracted the conductor.
Isn't that the bag?
Where?
Would that work?
Nothing personal.
Oh, we got a uniform though. The conductor was missing for a large chunk of the train journey, wasn't he?
No! Oh, man!